that being consistent also means saying yes to you and no to others? Let me cook. Look, life is full of emergencies. Maybe some that we create because of our own wrong decision. Maybe those which are more common that appear on the run because things happen. Things break down. Schedules can be canceled. Trips might not be done on the same day or time that it was required. But you know where I'm coming from. So, we get this simple. The whole purpose of this life is to explain why being consistent matters. This year, I set my heart that I was going to write on my agenda, the productivity mentality that I can take on the world and whatnot, and that TED talk that motivates you to do your best. That's a lie. When you depend on motivation to be consistent, you're lying to yourself. Why do I say that? Because everybody fails sooner or later. The moment motivation stops, that day you don't write on your book, on your notebook, on your agenda. Even if you were gifted or sold the agenda, even if you have to spend $500 on it. Because we don't value it by the money, we value it by the perceived value we add to that notebook. So, how can you avoid falling into the consistency trap? Don't depend on motivation. Let me set up a case that does not need one single dollar from your pocket to be explained. That you start writing, or more specifically, doing the dishes. What are you trying to do? Simple. You are doing the dishes. Do you need somebody to applaud you because you're doing the dishes? You don't, because you're not doing it for the applause that your father or mother or wife or family, friend, whatever. It's not for them that you're washing the dishes. You're washing the dishes because you want to have clean dishes for the moment you go by the fridge and eat whatever you want. That's why I'm talking about being consistent. Do you want to know what happened to me today? I was working. I work at home. My neighbor had a medical emergency and his children live far away. So basically, a stranger, a neighbor like me, had to bring him to the ER. Yes. And literally pushed doctors in their own agenda to actually take into consideration the life of this person. He was dying. He did not die. He's alive. But what did I learn from it? That job is meaningless if I am not consistent with myself. How could I say yes to him and no to my family? Because, okay, I got my permission from my job and they did not threaten me or fire me, but I did not earn money. Okay, my neighbor is alive, but my children are who's gonna pay for their food and their needs? So you get what I'm saying? That consistency cannot depend on just an event that disrupts your life. Consistency must depend on you whether or not you like it. I promised myself I was gonna make a YouTube live or shorts video every single day except Sundays for the whole week. But how did I force myself to do it? I put it out in the open. You have my channel and you can see the video. I do lives in English and Spanish of the same topic because people pay for this information. But I know that just spending your time on me, you're already paying something. You're paying attention. You don't need to pay $500 to a internet guru whether or not they're telling the truth to tell you something you already know, man. I don't need to sell any course or a book about it. What do you need to do, Bautista? You need to put yourself first. Grab you know what I was gonna say, a flipping notebook. Write in pencil, because people think that in the phone they can do the agenda. That phone is a distraction at this point. Unless you use it black and white, dual notifications, put it on flight mode so that a WhatsApp or any app does not pop with a notification, draining your distraction more. Then use an actual notebook with a pencil. Okay, yes, you may spend $5, $10, whatnot, but use something that will not distract you while you are using it. Yes, English is my second language, but I live of it. So what am I trying to say? Look, this is how success looks like. You see this? These are books on things that I already know. This book in specific, I decided to speed read it because I was having some areas of opportunities, translation for problems, and this. What that book says, it says, start a business with your companion, for married couple, for teammates, you name it. The point is, it has some practical reasons. They became millionaires by doing something simple. I'm not selling you the book. What I'm telling you is what I learned from reading it. What did I learn? I learned that my wife is not my enemy. That if she has a business idea, that I should team up with her, because her success is my success. Yes, she earns more than me, but who knows more English than I know more English? And why? Because I don't read in Spanish, I read in English. Look, years ago, I wanted to learn how to be strong, and I don't believe that a book needs to be, I don't know, encyclopedia thick or as thick as my phone to give me real information. Hi, Wilmer. What did I bought? The book is called, in English, Strength Training 101. You can buy it on Amazon. I'm not selling you the book. I'm not selling you a course. I'm just telling you what I've learned 5 years ago when I read this. What? That spending time in the toilet for eating 6 to 7 times a day, meal prepping, trying to look good, is not healthy. That's one of the things I remember from it. Second thing, he was practical. He adapted the book to people who actually needed the book. You don't have equipment. You don't want to spend money on a gym membership. Don't worry. Do this variation. Do that. But at least do something. Show up. What to eat, what to not. Cracking myths. That guy is not getting paid enough for that book. That book was written maybe in 2013 or even worse. But you know what I mean. Be consistent means be consistent. No definition, no workaround, no magic potion, no I will sell you this course and this will resolve your life. Just set a goal. Realistic goal. Let me save $10 this time that I get paid. That is a realistic goal. Oh, I got paid $300, $500, $800. I set a goal. I will save $10 to spend on whatever I want without the feeling of guilt. I need a new guitar. The guitar is $200 worth. $10 every time I get paid. I spent 3 months saving $10 just for that purpose. Believe me, that is a practical law of manifestation. You need to be you. And that is what I mean for when you have to be consistent. Don't let life beat you up, because life doesn't really care who you are. God does, even though that's not the main topic. See you tomorrow. Hi. I was talking about consistency and how a practical law of manifestation It's not wishing or whatever. You want to buy a guitar. Okay, save $10. If you want to buy a guitar, save $10 next time you get paid. If you want to. 3 months later, 3 months later, those $10 with more $10 will arrive to 200. Believe me, if you really need that guitar, you will spend the 200s on that because you set yourself a goal. You put a realistic goal and you achieved it. See you tomorrow. Thank you.